I want to start today with a question I ask almost every patient over 70 who comes to me concerned about losing strength. I'm Dr. Susan Hartwell, a geriatric physician and nutrition specialist with more than 20 years of clinical experience working with older Americans. And the question I ask is this: are you eating enough protein, or are you eating the right protein? Most people pause, because they have been told for years that protein is protein. Eat enough of it and your muscles will respond. But after 70, that is simply not how the biology works. Your digestive system slows. Enzyme production decreases. The efficiency with which your body extracts usable amino acids from the foods you eat declines measurably. And the result is that many older adults eat what appears to be a sufficient diet and still lose muscle mass, grip strength, and balance year after year, because the protein they are consuming is not being absorbed and utilized the way it once was. Today I want to share 10 foods, all affordable, all available at standard American grocery stores, that research supports as genuinely effective for muscle preservation and rebuilding in adults over 70. Some of them will surprise you. Several cost less per serving than a single egg, and the combination of nutrients they deliver addresses the specific biological challenges of muscle maintenance in the aging body in ways that single protein sources alone cannot match. Before we go through the 10 foods, I want to give you the biological context that makes this list make sense. After 70, muscle loss, called sarcopenia, accelerates for several interconnected reasons. Anabolic resistance means muscle cells respond less strongly to protein signals. Declining hormone levels reduce the muscle-building environment. Chronic low-grade inflammation, which the NIH has identified as a primary driver of accelerated aging, actively breaks down muscle tissue faster than the body can repair it. And nutrient absorption from the gut becomes less efficient, meaning even well-intentioned dietary choices produce weaker results than they would in a younger adult. What this means practically is that the most effective foods for muscle health after 70 are not simply the highest protein foods. They're foods that deliver protein alongside the specific cofactors that aging muscles need. Anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, zinc, calcium, B vitamins, and fiber that supports the gut microbiome responsible for nutrient absorption. Every food on this list was chosen because it addresses multiple aspects of this equation simultaneously, not just protein quantity, but the complete nutritional context that makes protein preservation effective in older adults. Food number 10, cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is one of the most underutilized muscle support foods available in any American grocery store, and its specific protein profile makes it especially valuable for older adults. The key is casein protein, which digests slowly and releases amino acids gradually over several hours. This slow release is critically important for overnight muscle maintenance. While the body sleeps, it continues breaking down and repairing muscle tissue, and casein provides a sustained supply of amino acids throughout that overnight window rather than a brief spike that depletes quickly. Research published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who consumed casein protein before bed demonstrated significantly better overnight muscle protein synthesis compared to those who did not. In practical terms, their muscles were actively repairing while they slept. 1 cup of low-sodium cottage cheese provides approximately 25 grams of protein, plus calcium and phosphorus that directly support bone density, the structural framework that muscles depend on. It also contains beneficial bacteria that support gut health, improving overall nutrient absorption from everything else you eat. How to use it? Half a cup as an evening snack 30 to 60 minutes before bed is the most research-aligned timing. Add fresh berries for antioxidants or a small drizzle of honey for palatability. Choose low-sodium varieties. Many commercial versions exceed 400 milligrams sodium per cup, which is unnecessary and counterproductive for blood pressure management in older adults. Food number 9, tofu. Tofu is a food that many older Americans associate with younger, trend-conscious eaters, but the clinical research on its specific benefits for adults over 60 is genuinely compelling and largely overlooked in mainstream health conversations. Tofu is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids in meaningful quantities. Half a cup provides approximately 10 grams of protein. But what distinguishes tofu from other protein sources for older adults is its isoflavone content, plant compounds that support healthy hormone balance as estrogen and testosterone naturally decline with age. Since declining hormone levels directly accelerate muscle loss and bone weakening after 60, foods that support hormone metabolism through dietary means have genuine clinical relevance. Tofu is also rich in calcium and magnesium, which support muscle contraction quality and reduce the cramping that is extremely common in adults over 70, frequently a sign of magnesium insufficiency. Research in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who incorporated soy protein regularly maintained more lean muscle mass over time compared to those relying exclusively on animal protein. How to use it? Firm tofu baked at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes with olive oil, garlic, and low-sodium soy sauce produces a protein-dense, satisfying food with minimal preparation. Add to stir-fries, grain bowls, or soups. Consume 2 to 3 servings per week alongside other protein sources for best results. Food number 8. Chickpeas. Chickpeas, also sold as garbanzo beans, are one of the most nutritionally complete and cost-effective muscle support foods available at any American supermarket. And they are dramatically underutilized by older Americans as a primary protein source. 1 cup of cooked chickpeas provides approximately 15 grams of protein, alongside a substantial dose of complex carbohydrates that provide sustained energy without the blood sugar spikes and crashes that drive insulin resistance. A growing concern after 60 that directly impairs the body's ability to direct amino acids into muscle tissue rather than fat storage. Chickpeas also deliver magnesium, zinc, and folate simultaneously, 3 nutrients that regulate muscle contractions, support connective tissue repair, and protect cardiovascular function respectively. The NIH has identified zinc deficiency as particularly prevalent in older Americans and particularly consequential for muscle maintenance. How to use them? Roasted chickpeas make an excellent crunchy snack. Toss a can of rinsed chickpeas in olive oil and cumin. Roast at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Use in soups, grain bowls, or mash into hummus. Chickpeas pair especially well with leafy greens and olive oil. The fat enhances absorption of fat-soluble vitamins from the greens, while the chickpeas provide the protein and mineral backbone of the meal. Food number 7. Canned sardines. Sardines have appeared in several of my recent videos, and I will keep mentioning them because the nutritional case for older Americans is simply too strong to overlook. 1 serving of canned sardines, approximately 1 small can, provides over 20 grams of complete protein alongside omega-3 fatty acids in preformed EPA and DHA form, vitamin D, vitamin B12, and highly bioavailable calcium from the soft, edible bones. This combination addresses muscle protein synthesis, systemic inflammation, nerve function, and bone integrity, all in one affordable, shelf-stable food. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults consuming omega-3 rich fish like sardines had significantly greater muscle mass and strength compared to those who did not, specifically because omega-3 fatty acids enhance the muscle protein synthesis response to dietary protein. The American Heart Association has similarly highlighted omega-3s as among the most cardioprotective dietary compounds available, and strong cardiovascular function is essential for delivering nutrients to muscle tissue efficiently. How to use them? Choose whole sardines packed in extra virgin olive oil. Always eat the bones, which are soft and contain the majority of the calcium. Serve on whole grain toast with lemon, mash into a spread with avocado, or add to pasta with garlic and olive oil. 2 to 3 servings per week is the research-supported target. Food number 6. Millet. Millet is an ancient gluten-free grain that most American grocery stores now carry in their bulk or natural food sections, and its nutritional profile makes it a genuinely valuable addition to an older adult's diet, particularly as a replacement for refined white rice or white bread. 1 cup of cooked millet provides approximately 6 grams of protein alongside complex carbohydrates that release energy slowly, maintaining stable blood sugar and continuous muscle fuel throughout the day. Millet is also a meaningful source of magnesium and iron. Magnesium to support muscle relaxation and prevent nighttime cramping. Iron to support oxygen delivery to muscle tissue during physical activity. Research published in the Journal of Food Science and Technology found that millet-based diets improved muscle recovery and reduced fatigue in adults by stabilizing glucose levels and improving nutrient absorption efficiency. For older adults who rely on refined grains as a daily staple, replacing even 1 or 2 servings per week with millet represents a meaningful upgrade. How to use it? Cook millet like oatmeal. Simmer in water or low-sodium broth for 20 minutes until soft. Top with nuts, seeds, and berries for a complete breakfast. Use as a rice substitute in grain bowls or soups. Its mild, slightly nutty flavor makes it highly adaptable. Food number 5. Mussels, canned or fresh. Mussels are one of the most nutritionally dense and least expensive shellfish available at American grocery stores and fish counters. And for older adults specifically, their nutrient profile is remarkably well matched to the challenges of muscle aging. 1 serving of mussels provides over 18 grams of complete protein alongside omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin B12, zinc, and taurine, an amino acid that research has shown plays a specific protective role against age-related muscle tissue decline. B12 is particularly critical after 70, because absorption from food sources decreases significantly with age, and B12 deficiency produces weakness, fatigue, and neurological symptoms that are frequently misattributed to normal aging. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that shellfish consumption was associated with increased lean muscle mass and improved grip strength in older adults. Grip strength being one of the most reliable clinical predictors of overall health and longevity in aging populations. How to use them? Canned mussels are available at most American grocery stores and require no preparation beyond opening the can. Fresh mussels steam in 5 to 7 minutes with garlic, white wine, and herbs. Serve over whole grain pasta or alongside cooked greens for a complete, nutrient-dense meal. 2 servings per week is a practical and effective target. Food number 4. Nori, dried seaweed sheets. Nori, the thin dried seaweed sheets sold at most American grocery stores in the Asian food section, is a food that almost no older American thinks of as a muscle support food. Yet its mineral and amino acid profile addresses nutritional gaps that are extremely common after 70. Nori contains bioactive peptides, small protein fragments that research published in Marine Drugs has shown can enhance muscle function and reduce systemic inflammation in older adults. It also provides taurine, omega-3 fatty acids, iodine for thyroid support, and vitamin C, all in a food that costs pennies per serving and requires no preparation. Thyroid function is worth mentioning specifically. An underactive thyroid, which becomes more common with age, slows metabolism, reduces energy, and impairs muscle protein synthesis. Adequate iodine intake supports thyroid health in a way that directly influences how efficiently the body uses protein for muscle maintenance. How to use it? Eat nori sheets as a snack in place of crackers or chips. Crumble over soups, rice, or salads. Wrap around vegetables or lean protein for a quick, low-sodium, mineral-rich snack. 2 to 4 sheets daily adds meaningful nutritional benefit at minimal cost. Food number 3. Spirulina. Spirulina is a blue-green algae sold as a powder or tablet at most health food stores and increasingly at mainstream grocery chains. Its protein density per calorie is extraordinary. 2 tablespoons provide approximately 8 grams of complete protein alongside iron, B vitamins, and phycocyanin, a potent antioxidant compound that reduces the chronic oxidative stress driving accelerated muscle breakdown in older adults. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that older adults supplementing with spirulina showed significant improvements in muscle endurance and reduced fatigue, with researchers attributing the benefit to improved oxygen delivery to muscle tissue, a finding directly relevant to the declining exercise tolerance that most adults over 70 experience. Spirulina also supports blood sugar stability, which matters enormously for muscle health. Insulin resistance, increasingly common after 60, directly impairs the body's ability to channel dietary amino acids into muscle tissue. How to use it? Start with half a teaspoon added to a smoothie, juice, or water. Build to 1 full teaspoon over 2 weeks. The flavor is strong. Pairing with fruit, lemon, or coconut water makes it significantly more palatable. Choose organic spirulina from reputable brands to ensure purity. Food number 2. Tiger nuts, earth almonds. Despite the name, tiger nuts are not nuts at all. They are small, chewy tubers sold at health food stores and increasingly online through retailers like Amazon and Thrive Market. They are genuinely unusual, and for older adults, their specific nutrient combination is worth understanding. Tiger nuts are particularly rich in arginine, an amino acid that the body uses to produce nitric oxide, the molecule that signals blood vessels to relax and widen. For older adults, this means improved circulation to working muscles, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to the tissues that need them most during and after physical activity. Research in the Journal of Food Science and Technology found that tiger nut consumption reduced muscle inflammation and improved physical endurance in older adults. Their high magnesium content addresses one of the most common nutritional deficiencies in Americans over 70. Magnesium deficiency is closely associated with nighttime muscle cramping, weakness, and poor sleep quality, all of which impair muscle recovery. Their resistant starch content also feeds the gut microbiome, supporting the absorption efficiency that determines how effectively all other protein sources in your diet are utilized. How to use them? Eat raw as a snack. They are naturally sweet and pleasantly chewy. Soak in water for several hours to soften the texture if chewing is a concern. Blend with water to create a mild, naturally sweet milk alternative. A small handful daily provides meaningful magnesium, potassium, and circulatory support. Food number 1. Teff. Teff is an ancient Ethiopian grain that is now available at Whole Foods, Sprouts, and through online retailers across the United States. It is naturally gluten-free, easy to digest, and nutritionally exceptional in ways that are specifically relevant to older adults. 1 cup of cooked teff provides approximately 10 grams of complete protein alongside iron, calcium, magnesium, and a particularly high concentration of lysine, an essential amino acid that is critically important for collagen synthesis, connective tissue repair, and bone integrity. Lysine is consistently underrepresented in the diets of older Americans who rely primarily on refined grains, and its deficiency is associated with joint instability, slower wound healing, and reduced muscle-to-bone attachment strength. Research published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that teff not only provides complete protein, but also supports hemoglobin production, improving oxygen delivery to muscles, directly translating to reduced fatigue and better physical performance in older adults. The calcium and magnesium content simultaneously protects against both muscle cramping and bone fracture, making teff what I describe to my patients as a genuinely triple-purpose food: fuel, repair, and structural protection. I had a patient, an 82-year-old retired firefighter named Leonard, who had been struggling with morning leg weakness and unsteady balance for about 2 years. His diet was adequate in calories but poor in mineral density and relied heavily on white rice and white bread. We replaced 2 of his daily grain servings with teff porridge. At his 90-day follow-up, he told me his morning stiffness had reduced noticeably and he felt more stable getting up from his chair. His lab values for iron and hemoglobin had both improved meaningfully. How to use it. Teff cooks like oatmeal. Simmer 1 cup in 2½ cups of water for 15 to 20 minutes, stirring frequently until thick and creamy. Top with cinnamon, walnuts, and a drizzle of honey for a complete anti-inflammatory breakfast. Use as a polenta substitute, bake into flatbreads, or stir into soups as a thickener. Its earthy, mildly sweet flavor is pleasant and adaptable. Here is a practical weekly framework that incorporates these 10 foods without requiring major lifestyle changes. Daily staples. Cottage cheese as an evening snack before bed for overnight muscle repair. Nori sheets as a midday snack for trace minerals and anti-inflammatory support. 1 serving of millet or teff as a morning grain, replacing refined cereal or white toast. 3 times per week. Canned sardines or mussels for complete protein plus omega-3s and B12. Chickpeas or tofu as a lunch protein for sustained amino acid delivery and gut-supporting fiber. Daily additions. Half teaspoon spirulina in a morning smoothie for antioxidant and endurance support. Small handful of tiger nuts as an afternoon snack for magnesium, potassium, and circulation support. Key combination principles. Teff or millet plus leafy greens plus olive oil, complete grain protein plus fat-soluble vitamin absorption. Sardines plus whole grain bread plus lemon, complete marine protein with fiber and vitamin C for iron absorption enhancement. Cottage cheese plus berries, casein protein plus antioxidants for overnight muscle repair and cellular protection. Chickpeas plus tomatoes or bell pepper. Plant iron from chickpeas is dramatically enhanced by vitamin C from the accompanying vegetables. 3 practical warnings from 20 years of clinical work with older adults. Sodium is the most commonly overlooked problem in this food group. Canned sardines, canned mussels, and cottage cheese can all be high in sodium in their standard commercial forms. Always choose low sodium or no salt added versions where available. A single day of high sodium eating can raise blood pressure and increase fluid retention in ways that take days to resolve in older adults. Consistency over perfection. I see many patients who add one of these foods enthusiastically for 2 weeks and then stop. The research documenting benefits consistently reflects 8 to 12 weeks of regular intake before meaningful changes in muscle markers appear. These are not acute interventions. They are dietary habits that compound over time. Variety protects against nutritional gaps. Relying exclusively on 1 or 2 foods from this list, even excellent ones like sardines or teff, leaves other nutritional needs unmet. Rotating through these 10 foods across the week provides the broadest spectrum of amino acids, minerals, and anti-inflammatory compounds that aging muscles need. Muscle loss after 70 is real, but it is not inevitable. The dietary choices you make consistently, the grain you cook on Monday morning, the snack you reach for on Tuesday afternoon, the protein you eat before bed on Wednesday night, accumulate into the difference between declining function and maintained strength and independence. Start with 1 food from this list this week. Make it a daily habit. Build from there over 90 days. Your muscles, your balance, your energy, and your confidence will reflect those choices. If this was useful, please share it with someone you care about. Give it a like and subscribe to Healthy Senior Tips for more evidence-based nutrition guidance built specifically for Americans over 60. Take good care of yourself. I will see you in the next one.